The readings we had the opportunity to listen to tonight, there's 3 action verbs I just wanted to draw to your attention, I think, for the readings. 3 action verbs: seek, find, and buy. Seek, find, and buy. Seek we see quite a bit, especially even in the first reading from the book of Kings. Here's King Solomon. He's just newly appointed. His reign begins with seeking and finding because he's inexperienced, people. He's inexperienced, and the choice between what is right and what is wrong is kind of eluding him. He wants to do the right thing. See, at that time, royal power in Israel was used for many things, certainly for the well-being of people, for protection, but also for spiritual advancement of the people. Spiritual advancement, service to God. So he makes a beautiful and important request, right? Need some wisdom here, right? Wisdom from the Lord, not from the world. And the request is granted. The request is granted in a dream. And then it remains to be seen if King Solomon will make it a reality. And throughout his life, he starts that way, but it kind of doesn't end so. But he starts off by seeking. Good point. And it really, that character of seeking goes well into the gospel that we heard today. I just wanted to focus on the merchant and the fine pearl, okay, the pearl of great value. And again, his first action, the merchant's first action, is to seek. This merchant is pretty clever, very skilled, right? You know, he doesn't stand still in complacency. He sets out in search of pearls, right? Kind of reminds us too in our faith journey not to close ourselves so much in just habit, in mediocrity, or just complacency. Revive desire. That's what it's about. Reviving desire of our faith. You know, because if we don't revive it, it has a pitfall of being extinguished, right? So keep reviving our desire for our faith journey. Cultivate dreams of good. Seek the newness of the Lord in every day, because the Lord is a lot of things, but he's not repetitive. He's always bringing newness into our lives, newness of the Spirit. So like that merchant, always seek. Keep seeking. Second thing, find. Find. This merchant has a very keen eye, right? He can recognize a pearl of great value, which sometimes is not easy to do. I don't know if you've ever been at flea markets or garage sales, but sometimes there's some really amazing pearls there, but you gotta have a keen eye to kind of sort things out. That's what this merchant does. He trains to find. Maybe another word to say instead of finding for our spiritual journey is to discern. To discern. That's what this merchant does. He discerns this is a pearl of great value, right? Maybe we can ask ourselves, do we have that ability to glimpse the good in life from the Lord? Can we train ourselves to see those precious gems in this life that the Lord is putting in our midst? Takes a trained eye. Need to continue to discern, right? To not waste all of our free time just in trivial things or empty pastimes, but to discern what the Lord has in our past. Are we able to find that? Right. Seek, find, and then finally, the merchant buys. He buys the pearl of great value. He sells and sacrifices all the goods that this merchant has to have it. Well, if he did have an inventory before, he doesn't have one now, okay? Except for one thing, this amazing pearl, the only wealth. It's the meaning of this merchant's present, and this merchant's future is dedicated to this pearl. And so what is this pearl that helps someone just renounce everything in search of it? People, the pearl is Jesus, right? Isn't it? The pearl is Jesus. Jesus is the precious pearl of life, worth investing. You know, and when one encounters Jesus in a very personal and real way, life changes. Everything changes, doesn't it? Right? So I think that's kind of interesting that we have World Grandparents' Day, too, to remind us of the value of our grandparents. For those who've been fortunate enough to know our grandparents, to value the intake of their wisdom and experience, right? To see those amazing, treasures that they offer, right? So I think it's beautiful that we celebrate this day. This past Tuesday, I was at the jail, just hearing confessions and people asking for blessings. I was there for 3.5 hours, people. Okay? That's a lot. But people wanted to pray, wanted to say, yeah, Lord, I messed up. I need to get back, That's a treasure. And to offer them a blessing, is just amazing. So, so those are some amazing pockets as well. These pockets, these treasures, these pearls that Jesus places in our midst are real. So we're able to see them in our midst, right? And finally, maybe we can ask ourselves as we go through this week, when I'm seeking, am I searching in my life, or am I exercising my desire to find the good? Or am I in spiritual retirement? Right? It's an easy pitfall to get into, right? Maybe do I practice discerning what is good from God? Do I use those senses? Because if we use it, it keeps getting enhanced. And maybe finally we can ask ourselves, how do I spend myself for Jesus? Is Jesus first for me? How do I spend that, right? How do I buy that, right? And in the moments of receiving the greatest treasure, it's not hidden. It's right here. It's hidden under the guise of bread and wine, maybe, but it's here, the Eucharist, right? The Eucharist. And maybe as we receive it, we can just remind ourselves, Jesus, in this beautiful sacrament, you are my greatest good, as we continue on our journey to seek, to find, and to buy. May God bless you, my friends.